I took my hair from this to this in just 3 months. And the secret to that is what I am here to share with all of you. If you've subscribed to my channel and you've been watching my videos, you would know that I don't gatekeep in this channel. Anything I use that worked for me, any routine I discover that is working for me, I always share with everyone who wants to know. In this video, I'll be sharing everything I did during my mini braid natural hair growth challenge. During the last 3 months natural hair growth challenge, everything I did to grow my hair long, thick, and full to where it is right now. And every product that I use, I'm going to be sharing with all of you. So make sure you get your drink, get your popcorn, relax, and watch every part of this video. This was the length and thickness of my hair before I installed my last mini braid for the 3 months hair growth challenge. My hair was stretched in this video, and after 3 months, this is what my hair is looking like. Can you see how thick and full my hair is right now? After just 3 months, see how full, long, and thick it is. And it is also very, very dark. It is darker than before. That is what I've always wanted. The length increased, it increased in thickness, and even my edges. My edges grew faster than I expected, and I did not have any breakage when I took down the mini braid. I'm going to be sharing all of the secrets with you in a moment. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. If you can't watch the whole of this video at once to get everything I have to say, just hit the like button and it will be easy for you to come back to the video when you're ready to watch the rest of it. Let's get into the video. So the first thing I'm going to be doing here is take a few minutes to explain how I install my mini braid properly to avoid breakage before I talk about the rest of the things I did to grow my hair. Keep on watching. First thing I make sure I do is to work on a clean part. Initially, when I started my mini braid natural hair growth challenge, I did not discover that, and it actually affected my hair a lot. It breaks my hair a lot. But after a while, I discovered that making a clean part before installing your mini braid is very, very important. It is going to reduce the rate at which your hair breaks when you're taking down your mini braid. So working on a clean part is the first thing you want to make sure you do. It is very, very important. If you look at this mini braid very well, the parts are very clean because I took my time to do that. The second thing I did was to divide the part I'm working with into 3 equal parts. Make sure the 3 parts are equal so you don't end up borrowing from one hair to the other. When I took down my last mini braid, I had zero breakage. Apart from the shedding that I have, there was no breakage at all because I made sure the parts were really, really equal so that I don't have to borrow from one side to the other to complete the braid. By the time you borrow from one side to the other, it might lead to breakage and also single strand knots. That one is not something you are going to escape if you borrow a lot to complete your braid. You are going to be experiencing a lot of knots, a lot of single strands knots. So make sure the parts are equal. If you're braiding your hair, make sure you divide that part you're working with into 3 equal parts before you start braiding. Don't skip that part. It is very important. Just start doing it now and you will see a massive difference whenever you're trying to take down your mini braid. Another thing I do is when I get to the tips of my hair, about 2 to 3 inches downward, I will twist it. I don't braid everything to the root like you see me doing right here. This is more than 2 inches and I'm just going to twist that down. I know your hair is going to shrink a lot if you started moisturizing your hair. but don't worry about that shrinkage. It is going to help your hair to grow. Just make sure you focus on that aspect that you did not braid whenever you're moisturizing your hair. Use a heavy sealant to seal in moisture into it every time. And you see that you are going to retain all of the length whenever you take down your mini braids. So the first step is make sure you work on a clean part. Make sure you part your hair very clean before you start braiding. And when you start braiding, make sure you divide your hair into three equal parts before you start braiding. Let me demonstrate that with this particular braid before I go into sharing other secrets, other things I did to grow my hair. Take a closer look right now. For those of us that are not professional, you understand what I am doing. So don't be annoyed that it's taking so much time. If you look at it, you see that the parts are equal. I always take my time to measure it sometimes if I'm not too sure. And that was exactly what I did here. So if you're a learner like me, you are not a pro in installing your mini braids by yourself, you can actually take your time to measure it before you start braiding. Make sure the lengths are equal and the size are equal as well. It might not be 100% equal, but make sure the size you get will be enough for you to braid without borrowing from the other side. After sectioning into three equal parts, feel free to choose any angle that is comfortable for you to braid with. I don't think there is a rule to the angle you should use to braid your hair. Before now, I don't braid my hair like this. If you've watched my other videos, you would know that I'm used to always braiding my hair through other angles. But this time I find this one more comfortable for me, and I decided to just go with the flow, and the result was amazing as well. During the process of braiding also, if you notice, you see me trying to make sure that the hair from the other side I packed does not get into the one I'm braiding. If that happens, just make sure you take it out immediately because it will make your hair freeze very easily. It is going to make your hair start marrying each other. I don't know how to explain that. They are going to be hooked together when it starts growing. And if you don't take time during your moisturizing process, you might end up breaking your hair because that part has crossed from its normal part to the wrong side, which is going to lead to breakage. So make sure you always try to take any hair that is crossing over to the one you are braiding. I hope you understand what I'm saying. If you have any question concerning your natural hair, any struggle, feel free to ask in the comment section. I will respond to you. If you look at my hair up till now, I did not borrow from any part. And when I get to about 2 to 3 inches to the tips, I just twist it down. Because if you braid to the tips of your hair during your takedown process, it is going to be so difficult for you to take down. That is why I always avoid that. What you do during your takedown is just to take down, just to unravel the twist before you start taking down the braids. It is so easy to take down in that way. And if your braids are equal, the takedown process becomes super easy for you. Now let's get into everything I did for the past 3 months that took my hair from where it was to the level it is right now. I will talk about my routine, my weekly and monthly routine before I talk about the two amazing products that I used that actually worked for my hair. For my routine, I moisturize my hair once in a week. That is my standard routine. I wash my hair every 2 weeks and I deep condition once in a month because of my hair porosity. Of course, you should deep condition according to your hair porosity or according to how much your hair can tolerate. What I do is I skip one wash day and then deep condition the next wash day. That routine has been working for me and I don't think I have any reason to change it now. My weekly routine is moisturizing once. I hydrate my hair before moisturizing, and I don't hydrate with just water. I make hair growth spray. I infuse herbs into my water before spraying it on my hair. I can't remember the last time I used just water on my hair. And these hair growth spray have been doing wonders to my hair. I really encourage you that if you're still struggling with your hair growth, thickness, and length retention, you should start using hair growth spray. Start infusing herbs into your water before you start using them. They are very helpful. For my monthly routine, I wash my hair twice in a month and I deep condition once in a month. During my wash days, after washing my hair with shampoo and deep conditioning my hair, if I'm deep conditioning that week, I always do a final rinse with my hair growth sprays. The same ones I use to hydrate my hair before moisturizing. I use them to rinse my hair finally and then leave it to dry before I moisturize my hair. I hope you understand that. That is it for my monthly routine. As for the two amazing products that I use consistently that actually gave me results, I can say these products gave me results because I was so consistent with them. Remember, I told you during the challenge that you should try one product for a while to see how well it works for you before you decide to change it if there is need for it. But if it is working for you within a short while, then hold on to that product and don't change it until you get the results you want, except you want to try something else. The first product I'll mention in this case is my Chebe grease, my homemade Chebe grease. I have been saying that in a lot of my videos. You see that Chebe grease I made, it was wonderful. The Chebe grease helped me to retain a lot of length because my hair stays moisturized for a longer period of time after using it. Another thing I love about it is that it makes my hair dark. That is what I've always wanted. If you compare the color of my hair before I installed my last 3 months mini braid to my hair when I took down the mini braid, you see the color. The difference was so clear. I did not only retain length, but my hair became thicker, fuller, and darker as well. That is what I've always wanted. So Shebe grease, that is Shebe powder. You can decide to mix your Shebe with either grease or butter, whichever one works for you. Go for that. But I strongly recommend Shebe powder, mostly if you're struggling with dry hair and breakage. Also, if you want your hair to become dark, because I've seen a lot of people saying that they don't like Shebe powder because they don't want to change the color of their hair. So, if you don't want your hair to be dark, skip Shebe powder, okay? Because it is going to darken your hair. It happens to me. You can watch my previous video and now you see the massive difference in my hair color. What I'm doing right here is to moisturize my hair. I just finished installing the mini braid and I have to moisturize. That is what you see me doing right here. The next product I used that worked for me again was rosemary oil. My homemade rosemary oil. That is the exact oil I'm using here again. I made that rosemary oil because I was experiencing a lot of breakage 1 month into my mini braid natural hair growth challenge, which was as a result of deficiency in a certain vitamin. After taking care of the medical aspect, I still need to do some job as well to stop my hair from breaking. That was why I made that rosemary oil because during my postpartum hair loss, I made a lot of rosemary oil and it helped to prevent the breakage. Then my edges were bald. It helped a lot, and that was why I decided to make it this time around because rosemary actually helped to prevent hair loss. It helps to strengthen the hair as well. So I made the rosemary oil. It was so helpful. In a very short period of time, I noticed my hair was not breaking as usual. I noticed the breakage from my edges. So I started using the rosemary oil every 2 days on my edges. Even if I'm not moisturizing the whole of my hair, I will moisturize my edges. I was doing that consistently for every 2 days, and I noticed a regrowth in my edges. If you look at my edges right now, and the first month when I started my previous hair growth challenge, you will see a massive difference as well. I was using the rosemary on both my hair and my scalp. I use it mostly on my scalp and little of it for the length of my hair. After using that, I use the Chebe grease to finally seal in the moisture, which is exactly what I am doing here again. So these two products I just mentioned, the Chebe grease I made and the rosemary oil, are what I actually used consistently that helped me to boost my hair growth during this 3 month natural hair growth challenge. The video on how I made these two DIYs I just mentioned would be in the description box below. Just click on the link. It is going to take you straight to the videos and you'll be able to watch them and learn how to make yours. One thing you need to know is Shebe grease is not for your scalp. It is for the length of your hair from your roots to the tips of your hair. Shebe grease is not for your scalp. In fact, Shebe powder, because you might decide to make yours as Shebe butter instead of grease. Shebe powder is not meant to be used on your scalp. You're supposed to use it from the root of your hair to the tips of your hair. I personally, when I use Chebe grease on my scalp, it causes a lot of discomfort for me. I'll start scratching my scalp, which leads to a lot of hair loss. I don't use it on my scalp at all. Chebe grease can also lead to dry scalp. It will make your scalp dry, and that is why I always scratch because it dries out my scalp. Take note of that when you are using Chebe on your hair. I use the Chebe from the root of my hair to the tips of my hair. And when I started using the Chebe grease, I changed my routine. I started moisturizing twice in a month because I want to see how well it will work for me. That is it for the Chebe grease and the rosemary oil. This is the rosemary oil right here. I use it to moisturize my edges. I use it to massage my edges 2 times in a week, even if I'm not moisturizing the whole of my hair. I use it to moisturize my edges mostly in the evening before going to bed. And when you're applying it on your edges, don't just pour it on your edges or drop it on your edges or your scalp and leave it there. Spend time to massage. I always say this in all of my videos. I spend time to massage oils into my hair and my scalp and edges. I spend time to massage. And if you look at my edges, you see the difference is very, very clear. There are some part that I couldn't hold the last time I made my mini braid. Right now, I can hold them together. I can braid them along with my hair. So that is a huge difference I experienced. I strongly recommend these two DIYs that I just mentioned. If you're struggling with hair loss, your hair is weak, it is not as full as it used to be, start incorporating these two DIYs into your hair care product and you will see a massive difference. Mind you, you will not see results after using it just once. You have to be consistent, please. Consistency is going to give you the results you want. Don't use it once and relax. You can use them up to 3 times in a week, depending on how much your hair can tolerate, and you're fine. Don't use too much of it as well because too much of everything is bad. Apart from making rosemary oil, I make sure to incorporate rosemary into almost all my hair growth spray, into all my hair teas. And it was really helpful because of that hair loss experience. That was why I consistently incorporate rosemary leaves into my hair teas. If you have any question concerning your hair, feel free to ask in the comment section. I will respond to you. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next one.